Hey everybody, Craig Howie here of Howie Guitars, and we're on day 5 of the Phoenix build for the St. Vrain Valley School District's mobile lab. And so what we're going to do this time is finish the neck. So we got to carve the back of the neck, we got to make the nut, and as always we got to do a ton of sanding. So here we go. Okay, the first thing we've got to do is make a holder so that we can carve the back of the neck. This is carving where the frets will go. Make it fit nice and tight. Put it in nice and snug here. There we go. Now I'm going to secure it down with some braces. Then I'm going to manually carve away the wood that we don't need. So it looks like this before the actual carve starts. So we'll carve the heel first here. There's the heel all carved. Now we'll go to carving the neck. See, it's doing a stair-step pattern first, and then it will do a nice tight angled sweep to make the nice curve. There it is, finishing it up, and we can take it off the board. Now we got to cut off those tabs that we used to hold it in place, and then just a ton of sanding. A lot of hand sanding to do with the neck. Okay, now I'm going to draw in where I want to take away the wood for this transition here. Then I'm going to use the hand sander to rough it out. And eventually it should look like this. Now I'm going to mark where the side dots go, and then use a pin to make a small pilot hole. Then, just to make it precise, I'm going to use the bit and actually hand drill it to begin with, and then drill it for real. We're going to use these little abalone dots for the side dots. Just got to slowly put them in there, and then use a piece of metal to flatten them in. Then put some glue in to make sure they stay. Then, of course, sanding. That's how she looks when the side dots are all done. Then I'm going to angle grind the frets. And next I'm going to make sure that this tongue is perfectly centered by chiseling it out. Okay, now it's time for the nut. This is really precise work, so it's going to take a long time. I'm marking where I need to cut the blank, then using the bandsaw there. Then we use a special flat pencil. What this is going to do is help me mark the nut exactly where the fret line is. That will tell me where to cut the string grooves. Then I'm going to add a spacer and do it again so that I have 2 lines. So it looks something like this when we're done. Now I'm going to use this special sander to take away the top part so that we have just the one line. Looks like this. Okay, now I'm going to mark where the outside strings go. Have the lines there. Then I'm going to put it in the vise here. And now I'm going to make slots where those outside strings go, and then use a special ruler to mark where the rest of the strings go. Then I'm going to make a slot where every string goes. Looks like that. And now it's just a ton of little file work with these files. Here we go. And there's the finished product, all ready for the strings. So now I'm going to put a little dab of glue in there and glue that nut in. Then I'm going to sand it nice and tight to the neck so it's nice and smooth on each end. See, it's nice and tight. Last thing to do is drill the holes for the tuning machines, and the neck will be all done. There we go, it's ready to be glued on, and day 5 is done.